Hey, Adam Robert Young here, and I'm finally getting to part 2 of the City Cycles versus Lime Scooters video. Now, I figured it was actually quite urgent for me to do it now because I'm not sure how much longer the Lime Scooters are actually going to be around. There have been a few incidents. This happened overseas in Switzerland, in New Zealand, and now here in Brisbane. What's been happening is the front wheel of the scooters has been suddenly locking up without warning and throwing people off the scooters. There have been a few injuries. A guy shattered his arm here in Brisbane. Another one slashed the back of his heel. So, there's a few injuries that have caused the council to have some concerns about the scooters. Now, it is due to a software glitch, and it's the same glitch that had Lime Scooters banned in Switzerland and also has them on notice in New Zealand. So I'm gonna take a bit of a risk and give it a go today just to see what happens. But the scooters may not be around for that much longer. We'll see what happens in this 2-week period if they can prove that they've fixed that glitch. But in the meantime, I figured I should jump on one and take it for a spin just to see how they stack up with the City Cycles, as I promised I would do. So let's jump on this one here. So I picked up the scooter at the Treasury building in the CBD. I rode across Victoria Bridge, down through South Bank and across Goodwill Bridge to here on the QUT campus. It was actually a really great ride. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than the City Cycles. The cost of the trip was $6.40. But there is one more thing that I really want to find out about the Lime Scooters, and that is, how do they perform going up a steep slope? Will they get me up that hill near the Story Bridge that I had to carry the City Cycle up, making myself look like a fool for not seeing the ramp? But anyway, let's see how the scooter performs on that same hill. So I'm now at the foot of the hill that I couldn't ride up on the City Cycle. Let's see if the Lime Scooter does a better job of it. So that's a negative. Couldn't make it up the hill either. So when it comes to hills, if you're a good cyclist, City Cycle's the way to go. Otherwise, Lime Scooters are not going to do you much good, unless you maybe weigh like 27 kilograms. So you can see that scooter did not deal with the hill at all. But to be fair, when I went up the same hill with the City Cycle, I couldn't ride it up the hill either. I had to get off and walk it up. So I guess for steep slopes, neither the Lime Scooters or the City Cycles are going to be great for you, unless you're a cyclist and you're great at, getting up hills. I'm not. But which one's better? Which one comes out on top? Lime Scooters or City Cycles? Which is the way to go? I would say that there's actually not a clear winner. It really depends on your own personal preferences. If you're looking for something that's active, you want to get a lot of exercise, then go for the City Cycles. If you want something a bit easier where you don't have to exert yourself, absolutely take a Lime. In terms of convenience, I would say the Lime scooters are a little more convenient because you can pick them up or drop them off pretty much wherever you like. The city cycles, you have to use those designated stations. But there are a lot of those stations around town, so it's not a major inconvenience. I would say that the app for the Lime scooters is one inconvenience on that side. If you use Brisbane City Council's free Wi-Fi, it's not going to work. That's my experience. So definitely use mobile data. But even then, I found that the app would always tell me that it was unable to unlock the scooter when the scooter was actually unlocked. So you actually have to ignore that notification. That can be a bit confusing for first-time users. Another thing that you really need to know if you're going to use the Limes, and this caught me up because I didn't know, that is you actually have to kick off with your foot, push the thing, get it going before the accelerator will actually do anything. You can't just stand there and press the accelerator. You won't go anywhere and you'll think it's broken. That's what happened to me. I actually met another person on the street. They asked me, how do you start them? That's how. You actually do need to kick off and then accelerate and it'll kick in. Just so you know and don't make a fool of yourself like I did. I'm good at that. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, the glitchy app. That's not a major issue. I would say the major issue is the other glitch, and that's the one that's causing the front wheels to lock up. That is a worry. Hopefully they get that sorted out. City cycles are not going to have any of those issues, so maybe that's a point on the city cycle side. But I would say the major drawback with both of them is that it can be quite difficult to find one with a helmet. I've seen people riding Lime scooters with city cycle helmets, people riding city cycles with Lime helmets. So obviously they couldn't find the helmet for their vehicle. It's not a vehicle, is it? I don't know. The scooter or bike. But it would be great if you could actually always, there's a scooter, okay, there's the helmet for the scooter. There's a bike, there's a helmet for the bike. It would be a lot better if that weren't an issue because, there is a $130 fine for riding either of them without a helmet. I see a lot of people doing it. Now, maybe they don't care, maybe they don't know about it, but I'm not rich enough to take the risk that the police are going to decide they're going to enforce it on the day that I'm riding. So I'm always going to be looking for a helmet, and that can mean that I'm walking for quite a long distance past other scooters or bikes before I actually find one that has one. That's the only major downside. But which one's better? I can't tell you. You've really got to get out, try them yourself and see which one you like more. I've done enough talking. I'm going to shut up for now. If you want to see other videos, which I promise will have less of my talking head, be sure to subscribe, like the video if you got something out of it, and I'll see you in the next one.